You guys are doing a great job here. I want to let you know, as a professional contractor, you guys are doing a great job. So keep it up. This is my crew. I've got 15 of you guys working for me. How much competition amongst you do you think I'm going to be trying to create so that you work harder, faster, more efficient, but still be safe? Because Justin can do it in 4 hours, but it takes Brad 5, who gets the bonus? So there is, like with you guys, there's no competition. You guys are in this together. You're a team to build this house. In the real world, there's competition.
And this is a very typical situation. Todd and I go into houses all the time at this stage right here. Drywall has just been done, the taping, mudding through, the sanders have just left. And we come in and the first thing we do is check everything before we start spraying, which is what we're going to run you guys through first.
Our goal by the end of the day is we will spray prime everything you see here, because those will stand out like crazy, guys.
Okay.
I think that's the only thing I see is
Just
soften these edges. Yeah, literally like that's enough.
All right.
The trick is slow down, don't go fast. You slow down is safety. Safety first, always on our job sites. It's all about being safe.
There's a certain space you want to have between the guy with the gun and the guy with the roller. I want to get as close to him as I can without getting in his way, but it's critical that I roll the primer while it's still wet. If stuff starts to dry before I get to the roller, we're going to have to go backwards, and we hate going backwards.
I see what you're talking about when you're rolling starts. Yep. And then when spraying, one way with it. You gotta do with the gun, you gotta move with it. Your arm is the gun, so you guys stay together all the time. If you go like this, it starts to spread out, it'll mist everywhere. You just wanna... Makes sense? Nice and easy, up and down.
I will never be as good a putter as I am a painter, and I'm not going to go trying to be either. People that are going to own this house are going to be pretty psyched to have gotten it built, and I hope you guys do have a chance to really talk to them when it all comes down, because there's a lot you guys know that you could tell homeowners about their house they'd never know.
It doesn't happen. You know, you never played with that tool. It'd be like picking up a chainsaw for a time and carving an eagle out. Nope, it's not going to happen. It's going to do ceiling. We haven't done yet? Yeah, it's pretty that one. The only critique is working now, huh? It's alright. Looks really good, man.
You want me to start from you now?
What I would do is, you're in charge of this room, right? I tell everybody they have to leave. But it's amazing how they're keeping the room really clean. They're doing a really good job. Good. Just want to get together really quick so everybody knows what the plan is today. So we can set a really realistic goal for what we want to get done today and take a second to talk about what we did yesterday. Please.
This is the very first time that we've started a paint project, and I didn't get much whining. I didn't have to beat on anybody. I didn't have to push anybody. Almost every single one of you guys were having a good time yesterday, and that's a first for me.
Awesome. It's good to hear.
You guys do a great job.
Well, thank you.
Yeah.
We're really psyched to be here, guys. Right? On a level of difficulty of where you have to really develop your eye, where you're focused on what you're looking at, yesterday was probably like a 6 for how hard you have to focus out of 10 on making sure what you're looking at is getting right. And a few of us experienced it when we were rolling the ceiling, making sure you didn't make those rope lines. That's about a level 6 where you're really focusing. Today, guys, it's like a level 9.
And after we spray the primer and back roll it and it's dry, we inspect again. So if there's anything that needs to be skimmed between primer and finish coat, we have a chance to do that.
I think we see that once you spray primer, you actually get to see a whole different beast here.
It worked really nice. Wall helmets. We don't even have to pull my yeah. Flashlight on top. There's a wall there. Certainly makes it easier.
Skimming process is a part we all deal with. On the highest end homes, we got to do all the steps we're going through right now.
Invariably, no matter how good your inspection was before you spray, you're going to see stuff after you spray.
Here, Tyler's got to start on it. We're going to sand through all the patches. We got to feather them out, bless you. One of the issues, like if we look at this big one right up here on the ceiling, guys, so on something like this, you might float your sander across the center once, and then all you're doing is feathering your edges out away.
Yeah, I've got these new tools, and it's not as rough on your hands anymore, and definitely not getting covered in dust, not inhaling any of that nasty stuff, getting messy ones.
Cool.
I learned that there's sanding tools that weren't so dusty. It's good.
Make life a little easier.
Yeah.
I learned that spraying is a lot faster than
A lot faster, man. Look different. We call it flashing. That'll look like a big flash on the ceiling. And if you walk up to it and look directly into it, you're like, oh, it looks great. As soon as you step in here and look, it'll look like 2 racing stripes right up the middle of your ceiling.
I learned there's easier and smarter ways to paint sand.
Yeah. Smarter better, right?
Other than that, I'm a pretty good roller. And, that we were spraying the primer at 1800 psi and our paint job at like 8 psi.
Yeah. It's crazy, right? We are in everybody's way every day. Because if an electrician wants to work on that wall and I want to paint it, we got to share that wall, right? On one, there's a picture, I believe it's Tyler and I don't know who's with him, it might be Tilly.
Yeah, where is
On the wall. And you guys, I'm not kidding, there's a lot of guys that know what it looks like when Scott and I go into a job. It looked like the mini-me. I'm not kidding. There's this big, you guys will see it. The way, because Tyler, you're left-handed, aren't you? I told him, hold your hose out here, put your gun right here. And literally, the knees are bent. It looks like a picture that we already have of me. And I was like, oh my God. And friends of mine are like, you got them to do that in one day? I was like, look at the guy behind him. And you can see, Tilly's like this, right behind him. You can see the roller, this.
Everything you're doing here, I mean, all the students have preceded you. You know, I don't know if you guys know, but you realize by the end of the year, there's going to be contractors coming in here and they're going to be talking to you guys and picking you guys up. Some of you guys are already finding opportunities, and the reason that is because the students before you behaved themselves very professionally, did an awesome job just like you guys are doing, and so the reputation just keeps on rolling, and that means that it becomes a golden class. And it's because you guys are taking it seriously. If you didn't, if you fought us and you had attitudes, this wouldn't exist.
It's true. You know, those contractors like Huntington Homes and those guys that are going to come in here to see what your finished product is, this product sets your value. When you go out in the field, you come in and you tell them you've done this. This is in your quiver of things you've pulled off. You're not a $10 painter or $10 carpenter. You're a $12 or $15 an hour to start. It makes a big difference. You know, $10 to $15 jump is a huge jump in your salary. You know, a $1, here's something to think about. In a year, average worker works 2,000 hours a year. A $1 an hour raise is $2,000 in your pocket at the end of the year. A $5 raise is $10,000. I'd much rather make an extra $10,000. So think about it. With your value, figure out what your value set is and go with it, you know?
All the tools, mostly. Like all the sanding tools that are better than hand sanding.
Cool.
Yeah.
Makes life more fun.
Yeah.
I ain't never spray painted the inside of a house before.
Yeah, kind of crazy idea, right?
Yeah. And I painted cars before, and it was kind of the same, but completely different too.
Right on. End of a job, the painter has touched every surface in the house. Whether the wall that the plumbing's behind, the electrical's there, we still got to touch every surface in the house. So if there's things that are bad or bad results, we're going to know it before the plumber, the electrician, everybody else, and a lot of times before the GC knows. So our relationship with this guy to make sure they know what's happening at their job site it's critical. Now, you can make or break a house with you. And the more relationships you build out in these trades, guys, whether you're hammering nails, whether you're putting in plumbing, painting walls, doing faux finish, any of this, the relationship you have with the people on that job is going to make you a success. You know, the more money you make, the less you got to work. So I want to, from Scott and I, would like to say thank you for the opportunity to come in and hang out with you and do this.